Okay. Without microwaves. Okay. We are live. Alright, so welcome to the stream. This is the King of Smut 95 playing the Langrisser for the PC Engine. Now, all this time I've been promoting that this PC Engine version is the best version of the Langrisser across the Sega Genesis. Even better than the Warsong and Super Nintendo. The PlayStation, even though it came in afterwards, this version is going to be better than that one. And of course, even the way that how the mobile version is being played on across Androids and that kind of stuff. This version is the better version. And now, finally, we get to the point where I can show you why. Okay, now I've already shown you lots of little different things like, how so this is the first version which allows you to carry weapons. This one allows you to do different hidden class changes and this kind of stuff. Now, one of the very this is one of the things that definitely is not in any of the other versions, and this is one of the reasons why they made this one the best one, and this is the shall we say the Otaku favorites game console, the PC Engine. This is why they made this version the best version. Okay, and so now I've completed the game, which is the first prerequisite, and then after I finished the game, I entered in the special code, and now we can play, now we can enter the game into what they call omake mode or otaku mode, as sometimes some people have coined it, and now the fun begins. So I'm going to go through this kind of quickly. I'm going to basically make two different versions. I'll make a version which I'm going to actually make the stream and get all the content out. Okay, and then I'm going to pass this content over to a translator Daisuke, and then I'll make a separate video. Shorten it up and whatnot, and basically run it and make a video for like YouTube where it's just all the omake content put together. Okay, so let's begin. Alright, so let's run it up. Okay. Okay, so as you remember, we were doing level 20, which is what we did before. Okay, and we've completed that as per the previous episode. I'm going to go jump right into my load game state. Okay, so we got to the point where we finished the game, and we get to the final sort of window there, right? The finishing screen. We enter the special code in, and now then we get to load into this. Okay. Now off the top, this basically looks just essentially like level 1. Okay, it's pretty much exactly the same as you see level 1 when we first began the game. Okay, now what is the difference? Well, if you go up to, say for example, Layden here, okay, and you click on him, this is the icon, and this is the character information story that is written on the thing. So basically, now what they've done is they have changed Layden to the lead head programmer of the game. Okay, so this is like, it's written there, Chow. Okay, and and basically it has the content right there for him. Okay, and just gonna just page through it a little bit just so I can give this information to Daisuke for translation. Okay, and okay, so you know, again, all they managed to do is they just changed his sprite and they changed all the dialogue. Okay, they left everything else the same. They still call label him as Layden Spider level 1, etc. etc. Okay, so that's still the same. No, so we like that. Now we have Volkov. If we click on him, and Volkov is the Aniki. Ho 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 ho. Okay, so again, so we, that he's gonna be your partner. The king, they left the king the same. The other character that enters your party is Narm. Okay. Okay, they basically made a nice fancy picture for Narm. You'll maybe see what the... Okay, she's not a playable character in this level, so... she doesn't have like a little bit now, so... And then this is After. He's been not modified. Jessica's down here. Okay. So they made her into this, the beer drinking girl. Yeah. Oh ho 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 ho. Okay, this is what they have for her. All right. And Taylor over here. Okay. Go right is basically go with the electric train. Okay. The electric streetcar going down the hill. Okay. And so yeah, again, so that's his icon. Okay. So as I'm going to play this game, I'm going to try to capture all the dialogue and go relatively quickly through this in order to be able to to get this. And let's see what I got. Okay. So again, we know that if I really want to rush to this level, I know that basically I'm taking Layden, I'm rushing him around the thing here and going over to here. Okay. For the most part, I don't really have to do too much in this level, or do too much in this game, just because in this mode, I'm not really necessary to to basically complete and finish all the different levels. It's just because there's other things that are in this game that you can do too. For example, missing weapons can be picked up in the hidden store. Okay. There's a secret store that you can go to get stuff. Okay, so again, money and that kind of stuff isn't important. The levels, it would be nice to get a good level because but I've already shown you that you can get 4 different class changes from the main characters of this game. Okay, so. But we can, we can still try. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So first thing to do is we're gonna take Layden here. Let's move over here. Okay, and we'll take Volkov the Aniki there. Dun 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 dun. Zinchacha, zinchacha, zinchacha. Ooh-yeah. Yeah. Okay, and we'll set him into defensive mode. Yeah. So we got here. Go into defensive mode. Okay. Okay, Layden here. Okay, the hedgehog here. We'll get him into defensive mode, and we can continue. Okay. So welcome to the stream there, Chad. Nice to see you today. Okay, and for those who are just joining in the stream, this is the King of Smite 95 plays Langrisser for the PC Engine. This is a very unique surprise. I am playing the PC Engine version. I have completed the game already. I've done all 20 levels, and now we're going into what they refer to as the hidden Omake mode. Okay, so after you finish the game, you can type in a special little code, and it goes into what they refer to as the omake mode, which is sort of like the special favorite fan service type of mode. Okay. And so right now I'm going to play a quick run through of the game just to capture all the dialogue that's in the omake mode, and then I'm going to make a smaller other secondary YouTube video, which after I get it to run through Daisuke, my translator, he'll tell me what all the translation for what it is. Okay, so as you can see here, they've replaced Layden with the lead programmer of from Messiah. Okay, so he programmed himself into the game, right? Okay, I'm the one. Okay, I forgot to turn off the comments. Because normally if it's not in your game, I don't have to worry about that. But unfortunately, so you can see that yes, Taylor has been replaced with the what they refer to as the train, the chooch train, and so he's going to he's referred to as the fast train, okay. And Jessica has been replaced with the overexuberant beer drinking lush, shall we say, okay? Okay, so we gotta hurry up and get up to Narm there, okay? Oh, yeah, those guys are taking down the chooch train, okay. Neil, hey, nice to see you back online, yes, and it is good to see you too, yes. Okay, oh, there you go. The guys are gonna take on the Anikis there. And so everyone will comment, well, what the Anikis don't appear in Langrisser 1? Well, yes. They don't normally. They only show up because they program them into the hidden level. So this gives you an indication that the guys at Messiah knew, that there's this this thing called the Anikis, and they decided, okay, even in Langrisser 1, they had the inclination that they were going to program these guys into the game, and then of course when they got into the level, during Langrisser, they actually implemented them into the hidden, a couple hidden stages in the map there. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just gonna switch over maps here and change over to Pokemon. I just finished just pounding through the guild here, so on Langrisser mobile, so I'm getting pretty far in that one. So, all right, so turn 2. Okay, now the dialogue refers to the king. Okay. As you can probably tell, normally would tell Layden that he has to get out of here and whatever, right? Again, I'll get this dialogue translated, and then the Onihi, okay. And then back here, that's good. Yeah. The Josama Zed. So as you can see, they've even modified all the dialogue, including, for example, Jessica's dialogue, for the basically the female lush, that they have in the Messiah office. So we'll get that thing there. Yeah. Yokata, yeah. And then the Alright. And then of course the programmer Layden. Yoku arimasen. Okay. Alright, so take him. Let's zap from around the corner here. I want to get these guys sort of out and out of the way. And I can't do anything with them with Jessica's troops all in the way, so it's just kind of sit here in the back. Let's see if I can move them this way. I might be able to get an attack or two. Oh, get rid of some of these guys. Oops, forgot to turn off combat animations and sounds. Because, this emulator doesn't like them too much. The other thing that the instructions seem to indicate that there's a possible chance that this special hidden mode, they didn't exactly product test it properly, and so there's supposed to be a lot. There could be some bugs and it could be prone to crashing. And I think I just did something really bad, and I also just got the crash right here. So that's not very good. Okay, so one of the things I'm gonna have to do is I have to remember to save often. Okay, load state. Let's go with load state one. Okay, let's try this again. All right. All right. So again, this is the programmer's comments and that kind of stuff. So that was kind of cool. We'll kind of moving forward. And on this one, I'm going to move Volkov, the Aniki. Let's get him around Jessica here so that we can she's going to remain her way, and Leiden has her troops, so, okay. Oops. And the thing I forgot to do again, I forgot to turn off the combat animations. Oh well, okay, that's alright. I can still, we can still work with that. As long as it doesn't crash, then I'll have to really remember to release that. So today was a hard day at work. So again, I'm happy that I'm back early. They got me basically trying to change some things around in the old in the workshop, and some intensive cleaning in some areas. So it's an indication that they're getting bored. They need me to do stuff, keep me busy. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like having this in there. So I'll go back to load state 1 again. Okay. Now this time, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remember to turn off the combat animation. So I'll do that right now. I'm going to have to spawn here. Game modes. Let's see. BGM and that stuff on. I want. Turn on lock. BGM is on. So let me turn it off. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Let's try that. Alright. Move this guy to here. Alright, and then I'm going to take Volkov the Aniki and move him down over here. And I'm going to change the staff defensive. Now I can. Okay, there we go. So, um, yeah. So it was a kind of a a day of not doing too much there. Of course, I didn't manage to get any um, you know. Okay. Because I'm in a, because I have to deal with customers all the time and whatnot. So now that I wasn't able to get as far as I normally do. I wasn't able to do too much, play anything on the my Langrisser mobile or anything during the day. So I wasn't able to do anything. There's, the the Prince Hayaku. Let's see. So I gotta hurry up and get over to Narm there. And you can kind of tell by the funny icon that Narm has. Okay, the people at Messiah probably also think or basically valued her highly and basically decided to give her the best so the best icon or the best picture. So that's sort of I think again that's sort of the personal favorite of the people at Messiah. Okay. Obviously, since Layden is the main character, they decided, of course, they have to put the goofiest picture on him. So I guess I bet you again, this is probably an idea of the chief programmer that was in the game. He decided, hey, I got this idea, man. I feel like I'm gonna write myself into the game. So again, so he decided to put the Anikis in there, and it's like, and then he comes from the train here. So again, I'm just gonna just capture this dialogue during this stream, so I can send it over to my translator, and then we'll get it re-edited and retranslated, and I'll put that into a separate video for online usage again. So, but in the meantime, I'm going to basically use Layden here and kind of try to leech a couple experience points there. I'm gonna put a wall club around here and hurry up and set up to see if I can get a few free kills here. Oh, he can't reach. That's not useful. And can he reach? Nope. Not useful. Okay, so I'm just gonna go here. No problem. Yeah. So today was it was an interesting day. But yeah, in addition to all being a rather kind of interesting day, it looks like we had the ambulance and everything show up today that works. I think somebody might have suffered a mild stroke or a heart attack or something, or some kind of incident inside the store. So that was a few moments of excitement there. But so as you can see, the game still plays much the same way as they did before. Okay, oops, some more dialogue here. Okay. Okay, so the enemy units are now attacking Taylor. So, obviously, is that I guess there's certain people. Okay, this guy's probably gonna. Let's see. Phew. Bakamono. Ding, 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 duke. Oh, now they're starting to engage Jessica here. Alright, so yes, the game still plays much the same way. It seems to have the same sort of things as it did before. But obviously the situation might be different because of the way of how they decided they must have played out a particular event or something that happened in maybe inside the corporate office over at Messiah, and they decided, okay, hey, why don't we build this into the game? So for that reason, I'm just capturing the dialogue. So because who knows, maybe the dialogue between the king and the programmer would be like, the king would be like their boss or something, and it was like, why aren't you guys finished programming this thing? And then of course, the programmer would go, ah, we're gonna run away from you now. You can't boss us around. No, I don't know if it actually is that way, but I mean, no, it's no. It's but imagine what that what that dialogue actually is until you actually get translated. And this is part of the reason why when we were playing this game, whew, 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 you know, no pungo. Boom. So yeah, again, part of the reason why I remember when we were playing this game, and we had so much fun with this because some of this, at times we didn't know what the dialogue was, what it was per se. So we just made up the dialogue. I mean, we made up the most craziest stuff. I mean, I can remember sitting in the store, and we had this this humongous sort of laughter in the back, right? Because again, obviously they must got to to a level or to a to a scenario or something, and again they don't really know what the dialogue was, and so they just kind of made up something. And again, a lot of times it was very very inappropriate, maybe probably the right word. They the whole voice acting part of it, all ensued, right? So again, if we did the kind of one funny story that oh yeah, okay, Jessica got herself her level up. Okay, if I'm right, she has to be a bishop. That says Rosel Anata no the Indes no. Okay, so the king's like okay, so the yeah, this is the Joseph. Mana. Yeah. So yeah, so I don't know exactly what the that is like. You gotta must know that, and maybe he's going like, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Kind of impossible. I ain't doing it anymore. No, that's it. No can do. That's it. All right, so I'm gonna get my forces ready to take on this guy here as he's advancing with the devil axe. Now, the other thing is I gotta make a note is that it's not really important to make sure that I collect up all the different weapons and that kind of stuff because again there is the hidden store in this game, and I won't really deluge too much in that. It's just if I miss something, I can definitely go back and get it. Okay, so who am I attacking here? These are Taylor's injured units. These are all his archers. So this is the enemy here. Okay. So we got a bunch of archers here. The guy I want to get to is this one here, but I don't know if I can get to him. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. Okay, good. Down, maybe I'll try to give him some experience points he can. Jessica's doing quite well over here. And, oh, okay, so Volkov is in position to do what he needs to do. He's going to kill this guy off here. Oh, no, he doesn't have enough strength to do it. Only Volkov can do it. Let's see. What first one is? Okay, shields. Okay, well. Let's see if I can do it using a shield here. No, actually, you know what? I'm just upset. Die. Come on. No, no. Stop. Jeez. Jeez. Okay. Save state. Oops. Okay. Save state. 3. Okay. Let's save the state there and continue onwards. Right. Okay, so I don't know if it's like the train D or whatever, trainee. So maybe that's a joke for the word trainee, but who knows? You know, in an anime world, we can all say, well, this is the initial D guy, right? But really he's not. He's the poor guy who can't afford the car, um, like Iggy, right? He's the poor guy who can't afford the car, so um, he has to use the public transit train. Like, that's what he's like, go. So yeah, you can see this. What I mean when we get to the wacky sort of dialogue that happens, and yeah, and sometimes, okay, this they yeah, the theme sort of works out, and the running joke begins, okay, and so they can continue reworking the same stuff over and over again, to facilitate the joke, and it's really quite funny when that happens. It's kind of, it's not often it does, but when it does, it's it's like it gives you a different thing on the end of the day. I mean, there you go. So, so I'm basically telling Elwin, hurry up, Hayaku. And then the king tells you, hurry up and go over there. But no, I'm gonna hang around here and pick off some of you guys here. Like the 6 unit below me here, so we can get that one. But, okay, those guys are still penetrating the castle over here. Volkov didn't quite make this guy here. So let's just heal under here. And let's just shuffle some of you guys around so I can do healing here. And let's see this guy here. Come on. Damn. Can't penetrate him. Can't do it. He's a tough guy. Mind you, I don't really have to worry about him too much because at this level, I'm just gonna just collect up as much as I can, and then basically hurry up and get leading up to Narnder and just let him escape. But let's see if we can. Okay, so those guys are still fighting away there. They beat each other up. Those guys are still working on trying to get through the front gate on the right side, so that's fine. Omurari Ikunmete. It's fun he gets to fight those guys. Okay, so good old the lady knows this. Chow. What's Chow going to do? Can he chase down that guy? No, he can't reach him. He hit this guy. No, can't reach him. Straight. Yeah, I can, but he doesn't have enough strength to take either of those guys down. That was a bad move. So yeah, I should go across here into the main throne room and walk on. Should be ready to take this guy out now. How can we do this? Okay, so let's kill this guy. Let's move back and stay. This 10 unit can move forward. Actually, I'm into the extra space. Move slowly I'm getting these forces redesigned and getting them ready for, let's see. See the guy who carried it? No, he carried the shield. Is this guy. That's the guy who's already here. Yeah, that's right. No, I'm slowly for the special guy. Okay. So next one here. Now I realize that in this game, most of the the dialogue is usually at the beginning of the level, and I know that there are some special funny situations that were basically I still remember as they were described to me, and this is where they had probably the most amount of fun. Okay, I know that they did something special with the slime level, so we'll see what happens here. Yeah. See. Okay. He goes in and tries to take that bridge illustration there. So again, they finally got rid of that guy, and so now he's going inwards. So the guys got through. Got basically penetrated the defense on the right hand side and actually got in there. So they're getting far. They need to heal here. Maybe soon time to go. Yeah, because it finally started to cut through, so I better hurry up and I'm gonna do this here. Now this guy has 8 hit points. Now how did I remember getting rid of this guy? I think if I move this guy, can I? Ouch. Okay. No, I can't jump over him that way. Maybe. Okay. Can I maybe attack him from this side? I knocked him down 1. Okay, let's try something else then. Let's try getting another horse. Put him on top of this one. And then let's try to take him on head on. Oh, jeez, I got him down to 1 hit point. Okay, so one sort of random kill, I should be able to have him. So close. So close. So yeah, I'm playing a little bit on the edge here, man. I'm a little on the edge. Okay, save state. Okay, so far so good. Oh, Taylor's almost dead. He needs to heal. Oh, not too late. Uh-oh, we lost our initial D guy. So Dayone. So, not sure really that's the way I looked at, but yeah. So Dayone. Okay. Those guys are making it into the throne room. Let's see what Flynn got left here. He's got a bunch of guys, and he's gonna go get to these archer guys. Maybe if I take him, and I can move him, move up here. Okay, knock him out a little bit. Yeah, Taylor, of course, there. No, it's just... Okay, so he healed himself. That bum. Yeah, I gotta have to walk off. And then let's see. 7 unit above. We'll attack him with another 10 unit. Come on, do something. Oh, come on. Hit him with a full hit point unit. Okay. Let's move. And then number 1 from here to their side. Put a number 10 in there. Come on, do some damage. Oh. Okay, well, that's about as far as I can do on this part. It hasn't been fully blocked off. So that's important, because if I need to escape, I would need to get out of here. So, good. So slowly and surely, oh, there you go. Chow. Yeah. So they're making some good progress, that's for sure. Okay, this is what I was waiting for. Digos. And he goes, what? Me? And he goes, let's see. Another Digos. Okay. Langrisser the Kisama ni this show. Okay. So let's see if I has any funny dialogue when that I'll send it in for translation, see if that comes up with any funny dialogue. Alright. And so so he's gonna climb right over that fence, okay, so and basically I just gotta get ready for him. So as soon as he gets over the fence, I'm gonna whack him. Okay. And arm here goes, the prince! Hayakuni Kokoni, hurry up over here. So they're trying to sort of surround him here. Take out this guy. Oh, he's out of this. Okay. This guy got hit with a stupid fireball or something. Or no, a blizzard bubble. Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit hard setting up with this guy in my way. Definitely. Such a noise. He's healed back up to an 8 now. I just couldn't take him down. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to this guy. Well, let's see this 10 unit. Let's knock him down. If we can. No. Okay, I might get stuck doing that, so I think the next turn I'll have to start running away here. I'm not getting anywhere. My little trap that I'm trying to set up with this Volkov isn't working. The reinforcements have come, so it's I don't have a really true means to get that blood axe off of that guy, so Hayaku. Boss is making their way around. Yeah, so those troops are making their rounds, down to Volkov here. And this is, yeah, the climb, yeah, the slow climb over the wall. See, normally I would have, set up the wall cover, in that hallway underneath, so that, so when the guy climbs over the wall, I'll be able to get to him right away. So let's see. See if I can get around this wall. And just an insurance button. Should make sure somebody gets some troops to help cover his escape. There, I'm gonna move these guys away. So I'll save enough that these guys will follow us. Okay, I'm gonna take them up there. Lead them. See what these guys do. Hopefully, the guy at the top will just attack me straight up instead of trying to move up a hex. But let's see what happens. I think I have a really bad feeling about that. Exactly. Now I have to use walkout done. Not okay. Liu. That don't do much. Okay, so he's supposed to jump over the wall. It's no good. Yeah. Okay, so let's heal up. I have to now heal him. I have to wait until Volkov gets there to rescue him. Do I have another choice? I'll try to help save him. Okay. You have to heal up him. And these guys can do adios. Chargos. These guys out of the way. This guy can get out of the way. Yeah, get him out of the way. No, can't reach you. So I have to use this guy. Okay, there we go. So let's see if we can. Oh, good. The king has sent us some of his own personal forces. Well, let's see. I can think of all these times where they're actually moving the guys over and they're going, okay, don't overestimate how long it takes you to escape. That's for sure in this game. Because if you mess up, it's the world of hate, as it were. It's like, I can't believe I did that. I hate myself. Hate this, hate that. Okay, so let's get these Nikis in place. And let's see what I can kill later. So 10 versus the 10. In fact, most of the archers too, which is not that good. Because archers have higher defense. So, okay, so. Okay, get these there. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can find a way to break through this little barrier here. Okay, so get rid of that guy. Yeah, they're picking me down for a little tiny bit of hit points, but that should be okay. With a little bit of luck, with a little luck, we'll have this piece together. I just think in the regular, you can imagine in the regular game, how hard it is to try to get this thing completed, like 3 turns or something like that. Okay, so let's go. What these guys doing here? So what does this guy have? He has a defense of 25. He's gonna attack at 25. This guy is okay. So why don't we this guy take him up? Alright, we got a 5. Alright, that's still doable. Let's take Volk off. Let's just use him directly. See if we shake him. Come on, die. Oh, he doesn't flip this. Okay, so we're making some stats anyway. Not a lot, but it's something. Okay, so he's over on this side. He has to heal. He has no choice. But at the same time, his healing points are okay. That's what we see here. So let's put him over here. Let's move these guys. Oh, no, yeah, one of the fence. No, we haven't turned the fence. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that then. Let's see if I can attack that guy next turn and get him out of there. So that's another one of these. Yes, the corrupt guys inside the church are all going, yes. What about the kids? Alright. So, what about the kids? I don't. So, for those people who are out there playing there, and, you know, again, I didn't play like too much of Langrisser today, but, you know, there's that new banner that's coming out for Sakura Wars. Have anybody bought any more tickets for that? And, you know, if you get any of the special characters that you're supposed to start getting, which is going to be Sumire and Sakura. I personally managed to get the Sumire one, but I didn't got the Sakura one, and I'm in 130 tickets in. So, but again, not too worried. I did get Kazaki, so that's fine. Right, so Lane's still stuck in here. This guy's now at 10. Okay, so let's see if we can begin with this first. I'm going to do 5, okay. Then we use Volko and attack him. Does no damage. Stupid Layden. Okay, Layden's good. If he can't do any damage, Layden can't do damage, so that's good. It would be hard to get them over. So much congestion here. Let's move him over to the other side. Let's see. See if I can take these guys up from the other side. Almost. Maybe a little help on this side. I can get it up there. Let's get this axe into healing. Yep, perfect. Okay. So I set up kind of working way around this guy. He's trapped in the yeah. If I can get rid of one of this guy here, then I can walk right through. Well, you know, what they need to do is okay, that's not work. Okay, alright. I'm gonna just oops. Okay, come on, guys. Give me a break. I need that open. So what is happening here is it's the classical chase after the wolf, as it were, or the hunted, the victims. Okay. So right now, yeah, normally I would be able to hold the castle, so I would have got my troops down there a little bit earlier instead of swinging them on the outside, inside. But that's okay. We'll play what we got, and let's see if they got any spells first. Goofy guys on this. Okay. Let's see if we can whittle the guy down. Or maybe I can move. Maybe we can move around. Okay, maybe let's try something here. Let's get rid of this one first. Let's see. Let's use him to get rid of this guy. Come on. Die. Yeah. Okay. So that'll make it a little bit easier for people to get stuff through there. Okay, wood. Let's see. Okay, what if... Can I walk around him? No, hold on, so that's that, okay. So, we can go from here. We can go from here. Look at this guy, one archer guy. Let's try this. Oh no, I can't go up on the roof. Only fighters can, okay. No, it's really hard. Okay, so let's just heal this guy. We have 2 units coming in at the bottom, and they're coming in fast. Okay. No, I can't change his saying, so I'll leave the Aniki Volkov who he is. Needs to heal up. Figure out how we're going to penetrate this rank and roll here. So, leave those guys there. Maybe if I can get one more attack off of Volkov on the other side. Either that or I travel across the top. There's also no little weird trick that you can do when the congestion's high. Alright, try that out next now. So I take in the extra lane out. Okay, come on guys. Give it to me. Alright. So this is 10 units. Okay. And see, he can go one hit onto this thing and then take it across. So maybe what I'll do is I'll attack him with the horse first. Come on. Go down. Alright, so he's down to 3 of those. Alright, so let's move Volkov over here. Take another horses. Take him, come on. Yay! Alright. Get the programmer, get him into the safe zone. Okay, let's see, this program would say, Moto! Yeah! This is, oh, let's see. Dota! Let's see. Oh, Karma, Nanyo. Hi. Okay. Alright, so you can see I didn't really do very well in this level. But that's okay. The main goal is to, again, to capture the dialogue, and then I'll send this over up to, trim it up and send it over to Daisuke, and we'll see what comes back when he returns it. So, quite amazing, that's for sure. Okay, so what? Does it say anything's first one yet? Oh yeah, there you go. So basically, you can see that now, if you go to the hidden stages and that kind of stuff, it actually will write down, omake, uh, rang, basically, otaku rank. Okay, rang, ring, and so now we're on level 2 of it. So you can see even when you go to save it and play the game, they actually designate it out and they separate it out for you, so that you know where you are in that particular level. So yeah, that's kind of neat. Again, for those uh, highly specialized kind of thing. But it definitely does show you that when they were designing this game, they really had a special mind for this one to be set this way, and I'm sure as we get more of these new characters and that kind of stuff, you'll see some of the funny dialogue that comes out for them. Okay, so that's saved. I'm also going to, yeah, and then I'm going to set up for the next level, next level and next stream. Okay, so that way we don't mix up all the stuff. Okay, so oops, saved and okay. Scenario 2. It's okay, I'm not gonna do too much about that. Ah, yes. Obviously, Volkov, and this level, he can get troops, and that's all. I'm gonna get lots and lots of troops on this one. This is gonna be a really wacky level. Okay. Let's see, he gets. I'm trying to remember what we do in this level. We have to protect the girls. That's right. So I'm going to switch Volkov to. I'm going to leave him as horses. I know he tends to kill off lots of girls accidentally because he runs into the horses. I got no thing. And not in the shop. So I'm glad. Okay. Now, seeing as I'm in this sort of stage, this gives me the opportunity to go and check the little sheet of stuff, and maybe I can figure out how to do something. Okay. So, let's see. So one of the since we're in the map stage or whatever. See if we can back up. Make sure we can back up here. Can I back up? Okay, no, we can't. Oh well. We'll have to next level. I was gonna say, according to the Amake sheet here, there is also a all items cheat and a hidden shop cheat. Okay, and the all items cheat is you go that and you press that press number 2 button on your controller 100 times, and then you get all the items except Langrisser. So you'll know when it works when the money that you have becomes 0. So make sure you buy all your soldiers and stuff beforehand. The Slayer, once you acquire Langrisser by legitimate method, i.e. Would be stage 12. So if you want to get the Dragon Slayer, for example, then you can get that. So you also lose the Dragon Slayer once you acquire Langrisser by legitimate methods, i.e. clearing stage 12. So that's how you do that. Okay. There's a hidden shop. Okay. So again, sometimes if you get the shop, and then you can do this. You can say, basically put the cursor on the shop, press number 200 times, and then you get the buy and sell command. Then choose to buy when the hidden shop appears. You can get the assault suit and you can also get the Langrisser sword this way. So basically, even before you get the Langrisser sword, you can cheat and give yourself the Langrisser sword. So, so that's what I said. I remember that, and I said, okay, so I'm not really 100% concerned whether or not I can get, get the double axe, because I know that I can always use one of those methods to get the double axe. All right, so this is a save the girls kind of one, so lots of way to get some experience points for Layden here. And okay, where does he go? Okay, so Layden has to sit in the front of the line. Bulk off in the back. That's right. It's a defend the girls level. Now, when I was okay, so one of the things that when we were thinking of download here is okay, so this is Chris. Okay, so that says Sumimasen. Excuse me. 私はもう何です So it's like, I'm lost. So this is, okay, so obviously this is the, the drawing that they decided to use for Chris's, obviously the, and the icon they use is like, Programmer K, and it's like, okay, it's the bubble, the basically the bubble head. The bubble-headed blonde, as it were, if you will. Well, kind of. But, that's sort of the idea. So she's lost in the forest. And then it's like, huh? What? Huh? It's you? And then Nikki goes, oh, yes. And it says, Shuraka. And he goes, hi! And, here comes the Anigis. It says, Yosh! Iguzo! Let's go! And then, of course, the perverted, the perverted, barbarians that have no pants, So, and so this was one of those wacky levels, okay? And I made an episode of this, kind of in passing, when I was talking about the anime store at Animation Eye. Okay, so when I was playing this particular game, and well, actually, it wasn't me who was playing, but we were going through the levels and that kind of stuff, and we were playing this. One of the things I pointed out was that in the animations at the opening of this particular level is of course the barbarians and that kind of stuff, and they're basically stocking up on Chris, right? They don't show it on this level, but it shows on the next level. But basically these barbarians, okay, as drawn in the picture, they have basically no clothes and they're wearing a mask, okay. So basically, these are basically masked barbarians that are roaming around in the forest here, and here they are. They're stocking up on these, on Chris and the little girls, right? So it's like, aha, okay, obviously these barbarians are perverted, and they're chasing after the little girls. That's so. That's this entire meme the entire concept that okay, yeah, there you go. These are these hentais and stuff. So again, we'll pay attention to the dialogue on the next level, because that's they probably did some weird thing for that. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna go and into the game and hit save state. I'll store this in save state 2. Okay. Perfect. All right. And all right. Detective Kiggles goes like a chibi. Oh yeah, yes, that's what it is. I guess that's a very accurate description for that. Here, let's go back over here. Chris is like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, go, there you go. Chibi Chris. That's it. Chibi Chris. Okay. So yeah, so basically you can see, yeah, so the level that you have to work on is now you have to protect these girls from the weird, um, you know, there you go. Click the guys. Yeah, so the weird masked barbarians. Okay, um, uh, going after them. Of course, you know they still mark them as shamans. Okay, um, but you know, again, when you see the picture, no, let's see. The picture is in the opening of level 3. Okay, yeah, so you will see that picture in the passing at the opening when basically the shaman are going to invade the village, which all the girls are going to end up staying in. Okay, so basically we have to keep, you know, keep good old Chris away from all the perverted guys with the no pants, as it were. And I think, you know, I think one of the, you know, there was a time where we had like all these weird sayings, you know, like, you know how um, you know, when you're in your sort of group and that kind of stuff, and this kind of funny saying comes along, and you know, so one of the funny sayings that sort of came along out of nothing was the whole concept that you know, of take off your pants, and you know. And I think part of it was from this game too, because you know they realized that okay, here are all these, you know, barbarians and that kind of stuff that you know aren't wearing any clothes, you know, except and they're wearing the mask. Okay, so and you know, and here they are, they're chasing after the girls. Okay, so you know this entire concept of okay, well we got these guys that have no pants. Okay, these barbarians must have already taken off their pants. Not that they ever had any, and they're you know they're going around chasing you know Chris around and it's like ha ha ha. So those you know those hentai barbarians here, you know, not like you know the joke or whatever the meme that we were making at that time was basically you know these are like you know and one of the big movies at the time was Conan the Barbarian, right? And you remember in the movie Conan, right? You know, Conan's big line was, you know, it's like, let's see, remember what it goes? Yeah, Genghis Khan would ask, you know, he's like, Conan, what is the secret of happiness or whatever? And it's like, I think he goes, oh, it's we will crush the enemy and we'll, you know, and you know, we'll dominate the women and you know. All that kind of stuff, because you know that's the big line, right? And of course, you know, and that's you know the whole entire thing of Conan, right? So you know that's the whole entire premise of basically you know. And if you remember, you know, the Conan, the Barbarian, the comics were really drawn in that sort of that sort of way too. So again, that's sort of a little bit of lore that sort of matches up, you know, how that kind of you know that stream of conscious goes, right? So you know, so that's how basically whenever you know we want to you know bother people or whatever or have some sort of funny you know kind of you know almost sort of some funny phrase that just sort of pops out of nowhere. That's how we kind of came up with take off your pants. Yeah. When I was looking around and you know looking up at funny comedy things, right? One of the ones that I came across. And again, this is on my YouTube channel, so if you go onto the story of Animation Eye, the episode about Animation Eye, you can then you can find the story that I put on that. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you, Chad. Yes, there you go. He managed to look it up for me. Thank you, Chad. He writes up, yes, Conan's line was, yes, to crush your enemies and see them driven before you, and to hear them, and to hear the lamentation of the women. Yes, lamentation of the women. Yes, that's so. So yes. So that was yes, that was Conan's line from the Conan the Barbarian, and so yes, so that's the entire concept is of these quote barbarians, right? Going around going around beating up your troops and chasing after the little girls here, yes. And more so again, not so much this level, but the next level when they attack the village, which you got to again protect all the girls that are coming up. So that's there. I don't know. I suppose if you really looked up, you could probably cross correlate whether or not which one came first, whether Langrisser came first or whether the Conan the Barbarian. But I guess Conan the Barbarian said that. I guess the comics were out like a long ago, and we had a little bit of influence in those guys from about that time. So, but no, just saying that might have been a coincidence. Who knows? Or maybe that might have went into this game that said those guys. Yeah, you see now in this sort of otaku mode, right? These sort of things can come up, and again, when the store was run at that time, and and like situations like now where I don't have my translator here with me, so he can't so when a particular line or something or a particular comment or something comes up, you don't know what it is, but because we're in this sort of if you frame everything a certain way, and how popular culture is in a certain way right now, you can insert something that would probably work, and be kind of in this case kind of be a little hilarious, I guess you can say, a bit of it. Maybe inappropriate, if you will. I guess that's sort of the way guys are, I suppose. And we'd roll with it, and that would be the way they'd run, and it'd be the running gag, right? That would happen. And again, that's sort of one of the things that happened in this game is that when people found out that the Anikis were actually in Langrisser 1, but only and they inserted them in the game. We know that what the hell these weird guys? And then it said when Langrisser, Der Langrisser came out, and we knew that the Nikis were again going to be featured in there. It was like, what the hell are they going to do these guys? And then that's when they basically found out that that they added the Nikis as the the hidden stages, and then later on you can get like Anikis as actually your own troops. You can actually have Anikis as troops. So in this game, they programmed, in this game, one of the things they did is they programmed Volkov as the Aniki, right? And it's like, budin, budin, budin. Yes, Chow. Urya. That's it. Okay, so. And Dr. Giggles writes down, action film's golden age was for sure in the 80s. Yes. I mean, that's it. There was a not to say that all Conan the Barbarian movies were good, because definitely not the pieces of work in terms of but even when I remember watching them, we thought they were really. The first Conan movie was really good. Was really good, but we had fun with that. And then of course, when they got things like Red Sonja and all that kind of stuff, that kind of got out of whack. But but the whole concept was that what we did is that this is how. Because of what we watched in the movies and what the comics that we read and that kind of stuff. Again, we kind of sort of instantly put them into the into the game, into the animes that we're associated that we're watching at the time, or in this case what we were playing at the time, and it made it sort of easier for us to associate with the game, even though we knew it wasn't 100% accurate. But that's what we had it. That's how we did, and that's what we kind of got, into the game. It was only until later, and even, as I said, even to the date that we have now, right? I don't even have full translations and that kind of stuff of these dialogues that are in here, right? Let's see. He goes, you know, he goes, and he goes, oh, pudding, 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 pudding. So I guess he's attacking, and of course, Leiden's going, uh, you know, Aniki-san, chotto. So it's like, yes, it's yeah, the Aniki, stop it. So obviously there's a little bit of a funny little interaction joke that was in there, but again you can tell that they're not following the dialogue that was originally in the actual game. Like I said, maybe in the first level there was a little bit of change or whatever. Because I said, because it seems to me that it's still the king telling Leiden to escape the castle and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't look like there's a lot of too much change in there. Maybe some names and maybe some references. It's kind of hard to tell, but it doesn't look like anything. But here, definitely, they've done something a little weird. Okay, and there is some definite, there's a different change in what has happened. Okay, in a fun way. Okay, so again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this episode to capture these dialogue pieces and that kind of stuff, and then I'm going to send them to the translator to have translated and basically come back, and I'll make a new YouTube video which specifically just cuts all that stuff out. I'll kind of speed through the combat and kind of just get to each of the dialogue points, because again I've tried to look for this and virtually nobody out there let me check. Lots of people out there played Warsong. Okay, there's tons of people that have done a walkthrough of Warsong. There's even less people that have done a playthrough of the PC Engine. I mean, I've seen some guy, just a screen of some guy playing through the PC Engine version of Langrisser in Russian. Okay, whatever. Okay, that's fine. They didn't bother translating it into Japanese or anything. They didn't bother translating it into English and a little Russian, but. So again, the streams that I have now done basically go through that, and basically in English gone through all that the translation, that kind of stuff for you, at least in terms of how to get through the level. Now this is the first opportunity that I've seen anywhere, and even some of the Japanese sites I've looked at don't have a playthrough or basically a dialogue listing of all the different otaku cuts that and the dialogue changes that they've done in this particular game. As I said, there's even fewer. I mean, back in the day there was lots, but now there's virtually none. But there's very few things that even document how to even get into this level, how to get into the hidden screen for the shop, and how to get into the special hidden to unlock all the hidden weapons and that kind of stuff for this game. Again, because a lot of people in the modern era, they call these DLCs or hacks or whatever it is that. But back in these days, where the entire game was already on a CD, a cartridge, or that kind of stuff, the game came that way. There's no DLCs, or there's no updates or anything that you can get with them. These things are just basically, this is how you got it, you play it that way, and that's it. Okay, so but as I said, this is where the whole world of secret codes and hacks, and then they came up with things like game genies and all this other stuff, which basically action replay was another one that basically allowed you to modify the code to do different things, so that the game would behave differently, and basically give you extra content that you wouldn't have had before on that. So, and I'm sure a lot of you people have done this, especially in the past, have had the experience of taking a cartridge or whatever, and maybe using the action replay, for example, to do some funny things to, like, say the same things like shooter games where they give you infinite lives, or they give you more credits on the things that you can play longer or something. Um, but yeah, the amount of things that were available definitely did change gaming in a different way. So this is sort of like again the first time where the guys at the programmers at the site decided okay, hey, why bother let the game genie guys or whatever, or these hacks or whatever um, you know mess around with our game? Why don't we beat them to the punch, and let's make fun of ourselves, and let's put in this the secret game or whatever with inside on Langrisser in our own product, okay? And that's what makes me think that the guys who at Messiah, when they were programming this one and making this game, they spent the most amount of time, resources. This is their sort of you know shows you their dedication, their love, or whatever, to this particular game, and to, of course, this particular version of the game, because they had the most flexibility, the most fun, the most abilities, to do things to this game than what they couldn't have done elsewhere. Like, for example, on the Sega Genesis, they couldn't have done all these weird things or whatever because the cartridge wouldn't let them. There's just not enough content, not enough things to do, and they couldn't physically do it. But when they had the ability to go, hey, we can make this on the CD-ROM. We got all this space on the CD, right? Because you think, back in the day, we're talking, Sega Genesis cartridges and Super Nintendo cartridges, like 8 megabytes, and maybe a 16 megabyte cartridge if you're like Final Fantasy or something, right? But the games were like just tiny, like really really tiny games. But all of a sudden now you got like 640 megabytes of real estate on this CD, right? You can go, oh, okay, right on. We can fill this CD full of like dialogue, and we can we don't have to use this pulse generated MIDI sound generation chip to basically make our sound and that kind of stuff. Why don't we just get a real synthesizer, a real artist and that stuff? So basically, Yaware was able to basically do a full composition of the sound and the music. So that's why on this particular version, that's why this the music is so good. It's because this is the first time that that composer was able to fully realize the abilities of this game console, to be able to fully go think, okay, I want to use a drum machine on this. I want to use this set of synthesizers and that kind of stuff. And you can do that rather than trying to program it using MIDI or whatever, and trying to let the Sega Genesis sound card sound chip to be able to render the song that way. So good. So this is a really nice complete package, and a really good thing that they've done. So so for that reason, I really enjoyed this version, and so. So yeah, so now that I'm remembering the skit, okay, again to bring back the barbarians and that kind of stuff here. Someone when I was looking for different things on YouTube, and I came across this skit or sketch that they had on the Conan O'Brien show, okay, and it was pretty appropriate for this particular level, right? He goes and comments that, oh yeah, I can't remember who the actor that was that he was interviewing, some comedian or whatever, star, and his comment was that, all you guys in England are all they're all they're all descendants of the Vikings, right? Because the Vikings always came over and basically were raping and pillaging the island, right? And so this comment is so we're basically tying in my comment was that we're just basically tying in the fact that, okay, these barbarians are like the Vikings, and they're coming in. They're gonna prey on on poor old Chris here, right? Anyway, in the Conan O'Brien skit, he goes, you know, it's the guys knowing that the Vikings wear the big horns and stuff like that, and he's like, it's like what is it? And Conan's going, what is this horns thing? He goes, well, you know, those are the Vikings, and when they when they come on the boat, they hear you see them in the distance, and all of a sudden the ship comes along with these Vikings with all these guys wearing their horns and all that kind of stuff, and goes, yeah, but then what the hell are those things? He goes, oh yeah, those are their those raping hats. Okay, those are their So if you see those guys coming, wearing their the Vikings coming wearing their raping hats, then then you guys are in trouble, right? That's why the entire population of England out there is all caused by the Vikings, right? And then commentators like, well, what happens to those people back in Norway, Norwegian or whatever? And he goes, well, you can kind of imagine what happens. Like, the guy, the Viking guy would be at home with his wife, and he goes, yeah, those guys are, getting ready to do another expedition, and going, I'm gonna have to pull out my Viking hat, right, or my raping hat, right, and the wife goes, you have to take that thing, it's like, well, I don't have to take it, but all the other guys are taking it, so I guess I have to bring it too, right, so it's like these guys here, right, it's not, you can say that, okay, these naked barbarians are not wearing the Viking raping hat. No, they're wearing their barbarian raping masks. Okay, that's what they are. Yeah. So maybe a little bit different than the things that you buy at from 4chan there. But that's the same kind of concept. So so you can see how we're kind of bringing everything around. We're using our own popular culture to basically associate funny events and that kind of stuff with inside the game based on the situation that has occurred. And then again, this is just sort of natural sort of thing, which I guess I wouldn't just say guys do it, because we did have a few I should exaggerate the word few female customers that come in the store and are interested in playing these type of video games. Really, I think at that time I can really only think of one, but so bless her heart, she comes in, considering how basically all the guys are being really crude and kind of things like that, but she took it quite in stride, so I have to commend her for that. That's definitely a different environment back then, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, Detective Giggles comes up and says, same with Rondo of Blood. I think it was the best of the Castlevania series. It was pretty impressive, and they managed to compress so much of the information on discs and cartridges back then. Ah, yes, yeah. Yes, you're right. The Castlevania series and that was very, very good at that time. And I remember they actually did have a Castlevania for the PC Engine. Was it for the FX? No, I think it was. No, I think it was for the PC Engine on a CD, Super CD, if I remember right. But one thing that always impressed me about that for sure with things like Dracula X and that kind of stuff at that time, Symphony of Night. They basically really had a really nice soundtrack. I mean, I know some of the games had were they had some interesting gameplay, game action and other stuff. But I think probably the best thing that was in that, just like Langrisser actually, they actually had a very really good soundtrack, and the composer, said as the new versions came in, really also made it a good noted effort to update and to add on to the soundtrack. Okay, because I said I know on my in my CD collection I have quite a few of the Dracula CDs and that kind of stuff, and that was remember that. And I remember there's a double CD for X, and I remember there's as I said there's quite a few like things like Symphony at Night and that kind of stuff. I think there's also a remix version, a symphonic remix version. So again, that thing is quite they do a lot of that for these type of games of this time, because again, especially for things like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and those type of games, there was really no way that, for example, you really like the music of, let's say, Warsong on the Sega Genesis. There wasn't really any way that you could really take that music off of the game, really, okay? I mean, sure, you could play the game, and just like you're hearing now, the music is playing in the background, but what you can do is then you can hook up your little tape recorder, okay, and you hook it up to your TV or whatever, to your headphone jack or whatever, and you just record the the music as it's playing out of the speaker onto a tape cassette. And again, so here you go, you'd have your a tape of Langrisser music, okay, for example, okay, and then you just change the track and whatnot, and you can play that kind of stuff back, and that would be sort of the way that you got your music off of like Super Nintendo games or Sega Genesis games, right? And then of course the Japanese got too clever and they started making not only just a CD of music from the game, okay, because I mean even for something like Langrisser, right, you can they release something like this, the Langrisser Memorial Box Set for 1, 2, and 3. This contains the music from the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo version of the games. Okay, all already out recorded for you. But they've also, I'd have to argue, is probably the better versions of the Langrisser music were done on remix CDs, or what they're not called remix. They properly call them arranged CDs. Okay, so basically, like the main composer, obviously was very limited in what they could put into the game consoles and that kind of stuff, like the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo. So what they would do is, instead of only just giving you pretty much exactly what the game console gives you, they would make what they call an arranged version. So they would add all the extra instruments, the extra synthesization, drums and all that kind of stuff, an orchestra or whatever, and they'd make an arranged version, which basically be the same music, okay, but a different arrangement, okay, and they did this for a lot of different games because they realized that, hey, if you like, Castlevania, Final Fantasy, even like Langrisser or whatever, okay, so you like that, hey, if we make you a CD of this kind of stuff, or we rearrange it or whatever of this kind of music, then hey, that's something that's another CD or some more stuff that you would buy, and therefore they can make money off of you if you had the ability to buy this kind of stuff, right? Because you're right. I mean, if I was able to sit here and just hook up the audio plug to my TV at this time, and then just sit here and record all this PC Engine music, then if I wasn't able to do that, then there was really no need for me to buy, like, say, for example, this CD here, okay? But because at that time it was really tough to do, and you couldn't do that, they released something like that, okay? But not only did I have something like that, they also made, as I said, a remix version of the thing, so that way, it contains new content that you couldn't have got off the cartridge or off of the game, because, for example, I told you that Langrisser, the game itself, here is on a PC Engine CD, okay? But this CD, you could stick into a CD player and actually play all the music tracks and all the dialogue tracks directly off of the CD, okay? Which is great because in that way now you know if you had as I said in this day and time, you could put it into a CD-ROM drive of a computer, and you can use like a CD ripper to rip all the songs into the computer, and then of course you can convert it to like MP3 or whatever, and then you'd have a copy of it that you could play or whatever, right? But again, that would be exactly the music that you have in this game. So for example, the music that you're hearing right now, you could take and you could rip it into your computer, and then of course then put that onto your device or whatever, or a tape recorder, if you will, or Sony CD Discman or whatever at the time. You could you could do that, right? But they said, okay, why don't we do one better? Why don't we make an arranged CD so you get something that you don't get that's on the CD? And again, so if you look at the soundtrack for Langrisser 1, okay, which is this one on here, it'll have an arranged version of the ending theme song. Okay, the the ending theme song has two variations. There's a crisp variation and a NARM variation of Don't Stop Your Dream. You get the crisp version on this CD or on the game CD, but they added a NARM edition on the arranged CD. So again, if you want to get that song sung that different, sung a different way, it's on that extra CD. And again, so if you wanted it, you have to buy that extra CD, right? So that's their way of sucking more money out of you. Okay, and again, during the day, that was what the companies were really striving, for. That was why the industry worked at that time. Is because there's this content, there's this game. They put out stuff that you want to play, you want to listen to, and most importantly, you want to buy. I.e., to support them. You wanted to buy it. You wanted to get it. This is how you got it. Okay. Where in today's thing, it's not like that. It's like it's very disposable. A lot of people just download stuff, they rip stuff or whatever, they spread it around. But it's really difficult for, I think, the original guys to to market and get the same kind of monetary return on things like games, CDs and music and that kind of stuff back from these games, right? So I think the market is different, and the market has changed in many different ways. They have to make the money in a different way. So things like, for example, like the Langrisser mobile model, where they have lots of in-app purchases and things like that. That has now become the way to make money off of games and that kind of stuff. And one would say it's good or bad or whatever, but that's that is the way that the industry has shaped. You write down. Detective Biggle says, I have an arranged soundtrack of Samurai Showdown 2. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Yes. When they got into the again, we're in the era of playing games that again, this is a rarity at this time. Okay, of these strategy type of JRPG type games, because at this time, especially in the that sort of early mid to later Sega Genesis Super Nintendo era, right? We were on the era of the rise of the fighting games, okay? Because everyone at this sort of time, okay, at the beginning it was all Mario and Sonic and all this other stuff, some nice stuff or whatever, okay? And then all of a sudden they realized, hey, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter whatever, was available. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Alpha, Dash, and all this other stuff. They realized, hey, we got this, we got the key number one fighting game that was in the arcade, which was Street Fighter, okay? And everyone was playing that, and again, same thing, right? if you liked the music, and I said I love the music from the, like, for example, the first Street Fighter 2. Cammy's theme, or sorry, it was Chung Li's theme. Ryu's theme, of course, everyone seems likes. Ken's theme, maybe Guile. A lot of people like that kind of stuff. So again, if you wanted it, you could record it off the thing. But again, Street Fighter is one of those very funny ones, and I've done. If you go and look at my YouTube channel, and I do some music reviews of different sort of generic CDs from like a large overview. In episode 2, I do believe of that one, I did a section of Street Fighter arranged CDs. Okay, and so much so, one of them, okay, one of the, what is kind of unique, is that is one where the Street Fighter 2 arrangement, okay, has vocals, okay. So, when you think of, for example, let's say Ryu, right? And you play, you're playing Ryu in like Street Fighter 2, and you're thinking, you listen to the music in the back. It's and you can kind of think, okay. So you can think of the theme, you can think of the beat that goes with it, right? But they decided, okay, hey, we're gonna do one up more on that. We're gonna take that and we're going to add a singer to it. Yeah, that's it. So basically, they went out and got some Japanese singer, which happens to be he's one of the singers out of an all sort of boy band called Hikaru Genji, right? Yes. So there's basically like a 5, 6, multiple guy, a boy band. And basically, one of the guys said, "Okay, we want you to sing this song," and basically they sang it in the tune of, like, for example, "You," right? So I'm not gonna bother trying to do it because I don't remember half the lyrics. But I mean, yeah, go check it out on my channel. It's called they made a Street Fighter arranged version, okay, of that, and that's just only one of the various different arranged versions that they made. There's other ones where they made it like an ultra synth techno version of like Street Fighter. So again, they took all the Street Fighter theme songs from like Ryu, Cammy, Blanca, whatever, and they redid it in synthesizer. So it's in so they removed just about virtually all the other instruments except for synthesizer, and they just made it highly synthed version of the songs. Which, it's different. It's definitely different. So, but hey, they made their money from me buying that one. So that's cool. A different version, that's for sure. Detective Biggles writes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has a really good soundtrack. I remember that game, that's for sure. I remember everyone was so amazed at that time when what was going to be the next thing that they could do to a video game that was like so the next big thing. Because again, you kind of think the first phase was wow, video game. The video games are getting so good that they're like the arcade, right? So and of course the big game at the arcade was Street Fighter. So they thought, okay, wow, right on, great, yeah. We got Street Fighter at home, yeah, okay. And it's like, okay, so the next step is, okay, well, what's the next one step up, right? And they go, right on, yeah, Mortal Kombat, yeah, Street Fighter, or sorry, Mortal Kombat comes to Super Nintendo / Sega Genesis, and okay, yeah, right, Sega Genesis has all the blood and all that stuff in it. The Super Nintendo got like lame, and they edited the blood so it was like white or something. So yeah, you're beating up people and they're just sweating to death, right? Yeah, that's right. And so that was the big thing, right? And so everyone wanted, oh yeah, I want to buy the Sega Genesis version because that way I get the full gore version of the game. Yeah, okay, cool, right? And again, so then that the next thing that came out was when, for example, '94 and all that kind of stuff around there came out was when they started crossing and building these mega crossover games. Okay, so on the SNK side, they started releasing the King of Fighters '94, and of course with the '95 and whatnot, which is this is where my name came, my nickname was based off of, was the King of Fighters '95, and that's when they started mixing in the characters from Fatal Fury and and Art of Fighting and that kind of stuff. And they kind of some other of the SNK games or the franchises, put them together into a game, and there we go. That's what things like for example, the King of Fighters is. So then Street Fighter goes, hey, we can't be outdone by this. We got to do something. So therefore they went and Capcom decided to go, okay, hey, let's do Street Fighter versus, and then whatever, right? So Street Fighter versus Marvel versus X-Men versus So they kept adding all this cool stuff to the Street Fighter franchise. And again, that was a different kind of era of video gaming on the consoles. That was that sort of the second fighting generation sort of thing that happened in that genre. Okay, but yeah, definitely they made a whole bunch of different soundtracks for when the games of that ilk came out, and like I said, it's not just to say, hey, if you like the song when you're playing it in the arcade or on your console, here we go. Here's another CD of stuff that you can buy. So go ahead, go out there and buy it, right? And make some more money, right? Okay, so I'd like to thank all of you for joining me on the stream today. I want to approaching the 2 hour time here, and also we're quickly approaching midnight on the Pacific Coast, Pacific Standard Time. So that's coast to coast in stereo. This is your nation station. Right. So yes, I'm gonna basically I'll call it tonight, and then we'll continue a little more of it. Finish this stage tomorrow, and hopefully I'll send up the little clips and that kind of stuff to Daisuke for this. I'm also preparing the episode for excuse me. I'm also preparing my episode for the history of fan anime. That's also getting ready to go, and I'll post that up on Friday morning. And that will be the episode about just the classic subtitling equipment that we had to use in making our fan subs and that kind of stuff. So again, I'm gonna pull all that stuff up and show you what we used, and it's kind of a little bit of old nostalgia of equipment, if you will. So yeah, if you like that that techie kind of stuff, this episode for you. So again, on Friday, I'll have that ready. Okay, so hope you guys have a good evening. And we have a great day tomorrow, and then after your great day, I hope you come back here and will join us for level 2 of Langrisser in Otaku mode. See if what the crazy programmer and the adventures of the crazy programmer and the and his Aniki companion here. There you go. This crazy the crazy programmer Chow. And yes, the Chibi Chris. That's it. That's a perfect nickname for Chibi Chris. All right, so so thank you for joining me there, Chad, and thank you, Neil, Detective Iggy's. Yeah, lots of good comments from you there, Chad, from Detective Iggy's today. So that's great. Anyway, so don't forget if you want to say on your if you're on YouTube and you want to subscribe to the Twitch channel, again your comments will show up on the bottom of the Twitch feed here on the screen. And if you're on the Twitch, if you're on YouTube and you go to the live thing, then your comments will show up on the live side on YouTube only. Okay. So, as they say at the end of the episode of Heavy Metal Elgime, see you again. Alright, have a good night.